You join me today as we find out how we managed the Great Escape. Hello and welcome to episode 8 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League side, in this case Weymouth, all the way from the bottom all the way up to the top, and this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, of course, we have the end of season review and transfer special for you as we start to rebuild Weymouth with a view to doing a little bit better than what we did last season when we come in and join them. Of course, when we joined them, they had just 9 points on the board, having, I think, won one game. We could probably go back and check, actually. Might do that in a second, just to get full context on how the Great Escape happened. So just bear with me and we'll go back to the start. And here is that table I was mentioning. And this is how we started off. As you will remember, we joined Weymouth on the 26th of December 2023. And, well, at that time, we'd won 2 games. I told a lie, I said 1. Beat Bath City by a goal to 0. Slough Town by 2-1. And, of course, when we joined them, 19 losses. So remember 19 and 2. When we have a look at the table as it is, 9 points with a wretched run of form in the last 5 games. Lost 4, drew the other 1. And that is where we were. We were somewhere in the region of 15 points, 17 points, adrift of St Albans City, who were lying in 20th place. And as it stood, bearing in mind we'd gone 24 games, more than half the what was left, or more than half of the season, with only 9 points to get 17. And that was presuming that St Albans didn't actually score any more points, which was very unlikely. Then it was an extremely tall order. I think we bit off a little bit more than we could chew. But as we already know, this is what happened. And yes, this is what happened. We ended up the season's 15 wins. So we scored 13 wins after we joined them. Can't remember how many losses we had, but we ended up with 21 losses. I think it was 19, wasn't it? Something like that. 21 losses in the end. 55 points scored in our form. 3 wins and 2 draws in our final 5 matches. So that is how we ended up. 17th place finish, just ahead of St Albans City up pretty much, bearing in mind that they were 17 points in front of us when we looked at that table, ahead of Chippenham Town on goal difference. Maidstone United by a couple of points. We were 8 points clear of Truro City in the end, and by my reckoning 20 points clear of Welling United. No, 20. What am I about? 20. 10 points clear of Welling United. So we survived by 10 clear points in the end. Welling, Dover, Avley and Taunton getting relegated. So that's how we got on in our first look at the thing. We will do a deep dive into that table to get a bit more context on it as we go through this end of season review and transfer special. But don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, then leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. It all helps hit me here on YouTube. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you think that this first season has gone and what you'd like to see me do in the second season here at Weymouth. And can we get anywhere near that promotion area for next season? Let me know whether you think we can or we can't. Be good to hear from you. Right, without any more to do, let's get on with the episode. Well, one other thing I've completely forgotten, bearing in mind that this is going out on the 2nd of January, which is the day after New Year, of course. I'd like to wish you all a happy New Year. And I hope it is a prosperous one. Right, what are we going to do? We were going to do the review of the season 23-24 here at Weymouth. Let's go and have a look. And so here is our end of season review. And as is always, we start with the new arrivals and our two loanees, Cameron Cooper, who came in from Oxford United, and Callum Tripp were our two front runners in this. Although I think the Bald Bald was disappointed with the deal, but he was our star signing of the season. Apparently, Nick Zach. So a name we couldn't pronounce, of course. Right, let's go down through the list. And Cameron Cooper, 15 appearances, 9 goals, 6 assists. He had a tremendous start to his Weymouth career, 7.45. Hopefully we can sign him for another season at least. Callum Tripp, he came in from MK Dons, 12 appearances, 2 from the bench, 3 goals, 3 assists, a 7.10. May well see if we can get him back for a second spell here at Weymouth. And then Brandon Goodship came from Salisbury, 27 appearances, 18 from the bench, 17 goals, 2 assists, a 6.92 for Goodship. Michael Weiss, well, he didn't play a lot to start off with, but he I say he didn't. He 27 appearances made for the whole season, but he took a while to settle into our side, but when he did, struck up a good partnership with Cooper and Goodship up front. 7 goals, 7 assists, a 6.91. Tariq Gidry came in from Manchester, 12 appearances, 13 from the bench, no goals, but had 5 assists, a 6.91. Ash McCarthy on the other side, also from Manchester 14 appearances, 3 from the bench, 1 goal, 4 assists, a 6.89. And then, of course, we had Casey Petit from Maidenhead United, 21 appearances, 1 from the bench, 2 goals, 1 assist, a 6.79. And then, of course, Nick Zach coming from Sutton United, 19 appearances, a 6.78. And then we had Elliot Bolton from Wimbledon, 38 appearances, 2 from the bench, 3 goals, 8 assists, a 6.78. And then a number of other players underneath that, of course, Mo Shabba, Nikem, Melvin Lambert, Leo Hamlin, Dan Roberts, Brooks Toure, Michael Kelly, bit of a damp squib to start off with. Milton Keynes Dons he came in from, and he's grumpy at the minute because we haven't played him. Well, we're in end of season, for goodness sake, Michael. Get yourself sorted out, mate. And Josh McQuaid, unfortunately, picking up a long-term injury. So I don't think he's a veteran attacking midfielder. Don't think he's going to be around for very long, to be fair. Right, transfers out. We won't go into any massive great depth. I don't think it was any that we really sort of offloaded. I might have got rid of Tariq Clark, but most of these were sort of ones that were shipped out before we came in. Apart from Gerald Benfield, of course, who went to Tiverton, played 21 appearances, 6.41 for them. He was our goalkeeper when I first came in, and we offloaded him. But he had quite a good run. Not particularly good on the old average rating, of course, but he did play 21 times for Tiverton. So there you go. Right, our season, how it unfolded in the Vanarama National League South. The board expectation was to avoid relegation. They weren't doing very well when you came in, but as we've already discussed, they did avoid it. 55 points from their 46 games, 17th in the table. We finished 643, just 9% of the average of the stadium capacity, average attendance. Hopefully that will go up as we go up through the leagues, assuming we go up through the leagues, of course. Top goal scorers, Brandon Goodship, 15 goals in the league, so a cracking return for him. In the FA Cup, they were out by the time we got round to it. Got knocked out. Horndean they beat 3-0. Hayes and Yedding 2-1. Wealdstone lost 2-0 in that round, fourth qualifying round. They were knocked out. We'll be obviously looking to go a bit further this year. The FA Trophy knocked out in the second round by Margate. A 2-2 draw, must have gone out on penalties. Goodship, Rowan and Syed, the scorers in that one. Moments to remember, the biggest win, a 6-2 win against Truro City in the Vanarama League South back in March. Cooper, Slade 2 goals, Vice, McCarthy and Tripp the scorers on that occasion. The match to remember was the game in January. I think it might have been our first win actually against St Albans City, a 2-1 win. Howe from the penalty spot and Juraj on that occasion. And then the goal of the season coming from Vice on 51 minutes. He scored a 26-metre free kick. If I remember rightly, it was a cracking free kick. And one that I didn't really expect at the time. And this is the said free kick. Vice. And as you see, it was absolutely cracking free kick. Well worth a goal. I mean, sure, there's better goals, as I always say. I'm sure there's better goals in there somewhere. Finances, not really going to look at these first year out. Not going to tell us a lot. This was our best 11. Benfield in goal. Hamlin, Cheshire, Rowan and Teddy Howe out on the right. Juraj, Bolton and Slade in front. Vice behind Cooper and Goodship, as we know, finished up the season. Them three playing extremely well together. Won the Vanarama National League South Manager of the Month in February and in March. Didn't win it after that, which was very surprising. Teddy Howe was the fans' player of the season. Cameron Cooper, the young player of the season. Signing the season, Nick Zack. Goal of the season, we've seen it. Michael Vice against Braintree in March. Top goal scorer, Brandon Goodship, 17 goals for the season. Most assists, Teddy Howe, 11. Most player of the match awards with 5 was also Teddy Howe. Teddy Howe picking up best average rating at 7.1. And Charlie Rowan was the best passes completed for 90 minutes with 45. Competition awards, none. Record breaking, obviously Goodship with the goals, both total and in the league. Most goals by a player in a match was Melvin Lambert with 2. Most goals by a player in a league match was Goodship with 2. Most assists in the season, Teddy Howe. Nick Zack, clean sheets, 3. Teddy Howe, most player of the match awards for the season, 5. Worst discipline, Elliot Bolton, 10 yellow cards, and he got 3 red cards, naughty boy. Most leagues goals by a player, Brandon Goodship, 94 goals. I presume that's his career goals. Cameron Cooper was the youngest player to play for us, 18 years, 117 days. Juraj, the fastest goal on 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Youngest goal scorer was Cameron Cooper, 18 years and 117 days. So it must have been the same time as his debut. And Juraj was the oldest goal scorer, 31-year-old, 31 years and 183 days. And this is what they had to say, non-league football paper, Weymouth, who were somewhat surprisingly unable to meet their pre-season expectations and struggled for long spells, saved their best for last with a strong run of form between February and March under their new manager, Mark Just Offside. Timeline we're not going to look at right now. So that was our season here at Weymouth. And of course, what we like to do at this juncture in time is to go and have a look at the table. The playoffs haven't been completed. So what we're going to do is going to let the playoffs play out. We will come back and we will have a proper look at the table and also find out who's got promoted via the playoffs. Well, here we are. This is how it's finished. The playoffs have been completed. And Tunbridge Angels, who finished second in the table, managing to get promoted with Yeovil Town to the Vanarama National League. So that's how it finished. Yeovil Town top, 99 points, promoted automatically, losing just 5 in the season. Welling United, St Albans City, Eastbourne Borough, Bath City and Chelmsford City were the teams that they lost to. Very good run in as well, winning their last 4 games, drawing the other one. Tunbridge Angels also winning 4 of their last 5, but losing the other one. Bath City just missing out, 7 points, finishing 3rd. They were in 2nd for quite a long while. Eastbourne Borough 4th, Western Supermare 5th, Hemel Hempstead 6th, Slough Town 7th, Farnborough 8th, Dartford 9th, and Worthing were 10th. Then came Braintree, Chelmsford City in 12th, Torquay United 13th. Havant Waterlooville 14th. 15th was Hampden and Richmond on 60 points. Then St Albans City on 57. And then we managed to squeeze in 17th on 55. Chippenham Town also on 55. Then Maidenhead United on 53. Truro City on 47. Just surviving by 2 points over Welling United, who went down on 45 points. Dover Athletic on 41. Averley on 35. And Taunton Town on 29. They're going down into the regional zones of the game. That is, we ended up 46 games, 15 wins, 10 draws, 21 losses. I didn't mean to do that, of course. 21 losses, 76 for, 81 against, -5 goal difference, and 55 points, winning of 3 of our last 5, drawing the other 2. Right, let's do our deep dive that we normally do. Home record first. As you'll see, we were way down here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16th overall for our home record. We won 7 games, drew 8, lost 8, 29 for, 29 against. Am I looking at the right line here? I'm not, am I? It's that one, Mark. Sorry, 8 wins, 6 draws, 9 losses, 35 for, 32 against, a +3, 30 points picked up at home from 23 games. And our last 5 home games, we won 2 and drew 3. Yeovil and Tunbridge were the best sides at home. As you would expect, Yeovil only losing twice at home against Welling United and Chelmsford City, both 2-1. Away from home, much the same really. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18th away from home. Played 23 games, 7 wins, 4 draws, 12 losses, 41 for, 49 against, a -5 goal difference, 25 points picked up. Although we did win our last 5 away games. What good form that is going into the end of the season, and probably made the difference. Talking about halves of the season, this was the first half of the season. I think, as we've already discussed, we were at rock bottom when we joined. I think we joined a game after this, and 9 points from that first 23 games. 2 wins, 3 draws, 18 losses. So we must have added another loss to that before we joined back. Yeovil City and Bath were out front. Slough was tugging behind, and Tunbridge Angels weren't a million miles away from them. But Yeovil already building up a fair head of steam up front there. Still only lost 2 in the first half of the season. The relegated sides, Welling United, were here, so they were doing too bad at that point. Fell away in the second half. Then Dover, Averley and Taunton. Second half of the season, look at that. Good form. 3rd in the overall. Bearing in mind we finished 17th, that's what pulled us out. And in that second half of the season, we lost just 3 games. Pretty much the same as Yeovil Town. 46 points picked up in that second half of the season. 62 goals for, 41 against. A goal difference of +29. 13 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses. And that's what give us the momentum to finish off. You see Welling United dropping away there. Only winning 3 games in the whole of that second part of the season. But there is the reason why we managed to survive that second half of a season. The combined information for you, and all put together, doesn't change the fact that we finished 17th. Last 5 games, as we've already said, we finished 5th in the run-in. It was enough. It was enough. As I said, 4 wins, 2 draws in our final 5 games. The media prediction was for us to finish 17th in the table. Finish 6th in the table we actually ended up in 17th place. So it was not a good season, or certainly was all right once we got there, but it wasn't a good season up until then. So that is the deep dive into the table of how it all finished. I think it's high time now that we go and have a look and see how we've been getting on in the transfer market. Well, I can tell you we're on the 1st of June here, and I can tell you that there is nothing happening so far. Last in, Cameron Cooper and Callum Tripp, Elliot Rossiter and Harry Dillon, the last two out. So I think what we'll do is we'll jump forward to the 1st of July and see if there's been any movement. Well, what can I say? Nothing is really happening. No transfers in, no transfers out. As of the 1st of July, it's been very, very slow. There's a lot going on. We have, as if I go to the squad, you can see that we've got a lot of trialists in who we are just keep casting an eye over and trying to work out which ones of these we want to take on. Financially, our budget, wage budget's dropped down. We're spending currently $7,100. Got somewhere in the region of about £2,000 to spare. At an average of about £500 per player, we can afford probably about 4, maybe 5 players, depending on how we can go. So that's what, out of those trialists, we're looking for about 5, and I would say we probably need, if we have a look at the best thing, we'd probably be looking at a central defence, defensive midfield, attacking midfield, certainly, and possibly wing back. Certainly on the left hand side is probably our weakest position. So that is a definite. Attacking midfield is a definite. I don't know that we won't need anybody up front. I think Lambert, Goodship, and Cooper, assuming we can keep Cooper, I think are more than good enough. So we'll see what comes of all of that in due course. I can tell you though, and share with you, that the schedule is down, and we start off in just a few days with some friendlies. Dorchester Town, Lincoln City, Chesterfield and Halifax are up for the friendlies. We kick off the season against third place last season, Bath City, and then Hampden and Richmond, which we play towards the end of excuse me, towards the end of the season. Christmas, we're back at Bath. We're not back at Bath, but Bath visit us on Boxing Day with a visit to Billericay Town on New Year's Day, and then we finish up the season with Worthing and Chippenham Town. They're the two teams that join us. I'm just trying to work out which sides have actually been promoted. We will have a look at that when we do a full round preview of the new season. I think Chippenham possibly might have been one of the sides that came in. We'll see in due course. Right, we're going to jump forward then to pretty much the start of the season, 1st of August, and we'll have a look and see if there's been any more transfers. Well, as you can see from this screen, we've completed our pre-season, and we have beaten Dorchester Town 7-2. Lost to Lincoln City by 4-1. That was a poor game. Chesterfield a 2-2 draw. Oxford City, who are in the Vanarama National League North, we managed to beat them 4-1. And then Halifax Town, Chesterfield and Halifax Town, both in the National League, managed to scrape 2-2 draws against both of those. Cameron Cooper getting on the score sheet again, so he's off to a reasonable start this season. And a few of our trainees, or trialists should I say, doing rather well as well. As you'll notice, we have got to the 2nd of August. I did jump the gun very, very slightly and saved when in the wrong save bit. But never mind. Let's go and have a look at transfers then. That's what we came here for. As you'll see, some going on, but good news is there has been a little bit of activity. We have Casey Petit, who was on loan from Maidenhead United. He was out of contract. We have got him in on a free. It's a non-contract deal, but he is in for the season. Well, he's in with us and sort of reacquaints himself with our defensive midfield trio, and hopefully he will do some good for us this season. Two newbies, Alfie Prescott. He has come in. He's a right wing. I thought he was a right wing back as well, but he has been playing right wing back. Can play as a right defender on that side, and he can play as an inverted wing back. So he can play as a wing back on that side, though it's not showing on here. So he definitely can. He is currently 4 stars, potential to be 5 stars, but certainly 4 to 5 stars. And he's got League One standard. So Alfie Prescott is a name to remember. He's going to give Howe a run for his money. Come in from Southampton, where he basically come through their academy. Didn't get a game last season, so and released by Southampton. So he's come to join us. And then our second incomer, we're hoping for some more, but as is usual, we are losing a few. We've given them deals, but they're tending to go elsewhere, which is rather annoying. Turi Williams, he's come in. He's a 19-year-old, 3.5-star current ability, 4-star to 5-star potential ability, League 2 standard. So he could be around for a little while, all being well. Joins that midfield trio, and obviously we'll be looking to see what he can do. What is his best position? Deep line playmaker. He can play as a ball-winning midfielder as well. So we'll see how he stacks up in that midfield position. He's come in from Bournemouth, where he was released, and Bournemouth is our they're linked to us. So that's possibly why he's come into us. But he's joined us, which is good news. Going out, Oizio Toure. He's gone to Portugalese, and he's left us. We have finances. We're just sort of jiggling around with the finances. Managed to push it up to nearly 9,600. So again, with the current spending of about 7.7, still got about 2,000 in the pot. As I said, we want to bring in at least another 4, I would think, from the trialist, and we'll need to do another sift on the trialists because they're thinning out very, very quickly, as you'll see. As I say, quite a few of them disappearing. Callum Sullivan is one that we're hoping to bring in. He can play on either side of as a wing back, and particularly on that left side is where we wanted him, albeit Stoke have just made an offer for him, so it seems unlikely he'll come and join us if he's got a chance of playing in the Premier League. I think they are at the moment. A bid from Stoke, if we can get in there to have a look. It's not going to let me, is it? No. I'm pretty certain in saying when I looked, they were up in the Premier League. So a few still to look at. I think we need to do another sift. The one good news is, of course, in the Vanarama National League South, is you don't actually have an end to the transfer window. It's a pretty much ongoing thing. So fingers crossed that we can sort ourselves out and pick up a couple more. I did say that we wanted a central defender as well. So we are looking at Cady Craig, I think, possibly. We did have somebody called Watson in, who was very good, but he's gone elsewhere. As I say, Callum Sullivan is one that we want as well, and we're still looking for this attacking midfield. Max Kretschammer wants too much money, basically, and he's 30 years old, so we're not going overboard with him, albeit he's got good star ratings to date. But as I say, we'll do another sift and see who else is out there. Right. With all that said and done, that is the transfers. That is the information. Let's have a proper pre-season preview. And here we are, the pre-season preview. And we are expecting Wealdstone Southend were relegated last season from the National League. So they join us this season, promoted up into the National League. Were Dulwich Hamlet, Billericay Town, Chippenham, no, not Chippenham, Hungerford, sorry, and Salisbury. So they're the sides coming up from below. and we are expected to finish 7th, somewhere around where we were expected to finish last season, and of course consequently didn't. So let's hope we can get a bit closer to that this season. We don't have anybody in the Dream 11. Do we have anybody in the key players? Cameron Cooper, Alfie Prescott. They're just those two key players in the in there. So that's what we expect. Well, we'll say what we expect, what we hope it will give us this season, and hopefully we can bring in a couple more players to shore up the squad. Right, as you'll see, there are a few more going on that we're looking at the moment. We're just waiting for them to decide whether they are coming in or not. And we literally are on the precipice of the start of the new season. As you'll see there, we're about to do the media conference, which we will do, and we will come back for episode 9, which is going to be our first 2 games of the Vanarama National League South season. Can we get off to a reasonable start? Bath City, we start with last season. We beat them twice, beat them 1-0 and 2-1 at their place towards the end of the season. Hampden and Richmond lost at their place 1-0 last season, beat them 4-0 in February when they came back to our place. So it's possible to beat both of those, and that's what we will be looking to do. So I hope you will join me for that, and hopefully we'll have a few more new signings by the time we get there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment. It keeps you all up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series, Irons in the Fire. If you've not been watching that, go and have a look. And it will let you know when they are released. New episodes of Bottom to the Top released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with all that's happening on this channel is follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. A happy new year to you, and hopefully we'll see you on the next episode on Friday. It's episode 9, our first 2 games of our Vanarama League South season, and let's hope we can get off to a better start than we did last year. Till then, bye bye.